Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? What's up, gang? What's up, gang? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready, it's a new day, and we're laid back today. We're gonna talk about momentum, the power of momentum. You know, some people call it the big mo in your personal life, the big mo in your marriage, the big mo in your business is, you know, we've all been there where you feel like you don't have any momentum and it makes everything else around you more difficult. You know, if you hit a point in your relationship where you're with somebody, significant other, you guys don't have momentum in a relationship or you don't have momentum in your business, everything starts to seem difficult. But on the flip side, when you got momentum, everything seems to go a little bit easier. So what people end up doing is once they build momentum, instead of continuing to build the momentum, the mistake folks make sometimes is they chill on the momentum. They chill once they got momentum instead of, it takes time. It takes a lot of energy to build the right momentum in a situation. And momentum is so powerful, man. It's like if you could visualize it, you know, a semi-truck just blowing through something, like Perm just running over Jackie. You know what I'm saying? Like just big things coming through. If you got momentum like that, you can start to just knock things down one by one. But I think the mistake that I've made times in the past that causes a healthy paranoia now is that I know when it's momentum time, when it's mo time, it's go time. Once we got the momentum, it's all gas pedal. It's you got to hit the gas. You waited for this exact moment, and you got to keep it pushing. So because when we lose that momentum, you start feeling stuck. You get overwhelmed by failure. But if you could keep momentum going, that's going to be the key. So how do you do that? You keep momentum going by constantly setting new goals, by constantly setting greater goals, and remembering that an object in motion will stay in motion until it meets a resisting force. That's the law of momentum. An object in motion will stay in motion until it meets a resisting force. And so what we got to do is understand that momentum demands movement. That in order to create momentum, we got to be pushing. We got to be moving. So, you know, John Maxwell would always talk about momentum breakers versus momentum makers. You know, there's things in your life that break your momentum, and there's things in your life that make your momentum. So, you know, for example, a train traveling at 55 miles an hour on a railroad track can crash through a 5-foot thick steel reinforced concrete wall without stopping. And that same train is, you know, able to start from a stationary position, won't be able to go through an inch thick block in front of, if there's something in front of that driving wheel, like if there's something small in front of that wheel, they can't even get the train rolling in order to get through that block. And so what is, you know, you being the train, your vision being the train that can blow through anything that comes your way once you get pushing and get that speed up and moving, what's the block laying in front of the wheel of the train that's not even allowing you to get that momentum that you need? What is that thing? And so causing momentum, creating momentum, not only is it about force and energy and being in motion, it's about removing shit, removing things from your life that are stopping you from having momentum. You know, common things that you could look at, you know, people, bad habits, you know, choices of like, man, you're stopping yourself from having momentum because you're hanging around people that are not on the same mission as you, or you're stopping yourself from having momentum because you're up too late at night doing things you shouldn't be doing. So when it comes time to get up and get your train rolling and hustling and moving in the morning, your train don't got enough speed. Your wheels are blocked by that thing, that those habits that you got going on in your personal life. Is it a negative person in your life? Is it a negative somebody in your ear? Is it a negative friend? Is it a negative person in your business? What is the block right now that's stopping you from your momentum? And we got to move that to the side, because it's never the size of your problem that's the problem. It's usually a lack of momentum. But without momentum, a tiny obstacle can prevent you from moving forward. All right, so we're gonna align momentum breakers alongside 10 momentum makers. So momentum breakers, double-mindedness. So that's the whole thing you always hear me talk about. The man that chases 2 rabbits catches none. And so double-mindedness is having your mind focused on too many things at the same time. And momentum makers, focus, zoning in on that one thing, zoning in on what it is that you're trying to create momentum for. Momentum breakers, thinking about the past. Can't get off what happened. So when we talk about relationships, most people, when I hear of relationship problems, and I talk to a couple about what's going on in a relationship, what's causing the relationship problems, or how do we move forward? How do we get this relationship back together? They want to talk to me about all the stuff that happened in the past. They want to keep talking about what he did, what she did, what we did, all of them. And what we need to do is just, all right, do you want to fix this? Because if you want to fix this, let's just stop right here, let all that go, and let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what do we need to do in order to get to where we need to be in the future. And so often people take the momentum out of their business, looking back at the past. This person did this to me, or this happened to me, or this is the way it was, versus looking at the future. Next momentum breaker, individualism, is wanting to be an individual. What's in it for me? And let me beat to my own drum. Let me do my own thing. And a momentum maker is teamwork, being a part of a unit. You know, everybody being on the same thing together. That it's all 10 of us moving in the same direction. Momentum breaker, having a negative, critical attitude, critical of other people, critical of people making mistakes. Every little thing you want to, you know, it's that, you know, let's not make every argument a war. Let's not look at the glass always half empty. And a momentum maker is a constructive attitude, that I'll take constructive criticism, or I'll give loving constructive criticism, but not being critical to every single little thing. Momentum breaker, next one is tradition. This is the way that we've always done it. So this is the way we got to keep doing it. And a momentum maker is creativity, being creative, evolving, adapting, and things of that nature. A momentum breaker is apathy, you know, of just lethargic, not having a all in, a heart all in for something, just kind of a dead end. You know, I heard somebody say this past week that it's easier to raise babies than it is to raise the dead. It's easier to raise babies than it is to raise the dead. And so a momentum maker is having passion, energy. Passion is what's going to create that momentum. Momentum breakers, dishonesty. If you're lying and you're not being real, that'll kill momentum in your relationship, kill momentum of the people that are following you, kill momentum in your marriage, dishonesty. And a momentum maker is character. Being a person of character that can be trusted, that can be counted on, that will stand the test of time. Momentum breaker, conformity. Conforming to the way things currently are, or conforming, being a follower, conforming. See, there's a difference, because the momentum maker is change. See, sometimes you got to change or die. You got to grow or die. But there's a difference between conforming and changing. To me, changing is a leadership choice of, I'm taking control. I want to change. I want to adapt. I want to do it because I know it's the right thing to do, versus conforming because I'm just following everybody else. This is the way we've always done it. This is the way these people are doing it. A momentum breaker is lacking gratitude, ingratitude, not being grateful for what it is that you do have. So often people will, you know, obviously the opposite of that, a momentum breaker is having an attitude of gratitude, being grateful. But so often people will focus on what they don't have versus what they do have. How far they have to go versus how far that they've already come. What they don't like in their spouse versus what they love and they're grateful for in their spouse. And so the momentum takers, the things that stop your momentum, that's the point of your life where you're always focused on what you don't have, and you start to lose sight on the gratitude and paying attention to all the things that you do have, that you're blessed. There's somebody that right now is praying for the exact situation that you have right now. There's somebody out there that their dream come true would be to be exactly where you're at right now. And it's not about just being complacent, but it's about being grateful, having an attitude of gratitude. Another momentum breaker is indecision, being indecisive. You know, just I can't make a decision. It's hard to create momentum without having action, because momentum, in order to have momentum, you got to have action. And so a momentum maker is action. A momentum breaker is going to be indecisive. And so let's leave with this mindset. A simple thought process of like, what can we do? Is assessing where you're at in your organization as a person, assessing, do you have any momentum? Are you speeding through the obstacles in your life? Or are you struggling to make it through even the smallest of problems and obstacles? Because we're all either coming from an adversity, walking towards an adversity, or we're in the middle of an adversity right now. That's usually the way it works. Either we're coming out of obstacles, we're headed towards some obstacles, or you're right in the middle of that sucker right now. What you're responsible for is for your own momentum that you're creating in your life or your lack thereof. Do you recognize any of those momentum makers or breakers in your personal life or in your personal leadership situation right now that you know we need to adapt, evolve, and change and make better? And so with that, I want to ask you, please, if this is impacting anybody, can you share? If you're watching us on the YouTube, can you like, can you subscribe so we can share the word and try to impact other people out there with this? And so a lot of this, I got to give credit to the man I'm getting ready to go see here real soon in Nashville. John Maxwell, to me, is the GOAT. Sometimes you don't appreciate people until they're gone. You know, I'm not waiting until Maxwell is somebody that we read about, 50 years from today, 100 years from today, to realize how special John Maxwell is, man. Dude is a living legend walking right now. If you're not on John Maxwell's leadership stuff, I don't think it gets any better as far as learning and teaching others leadership than John Maxwell. So a lot of the stuff that I get, a lot of the stuff that I try to give to others, I've stolen and copied off of things that I've learned from John Maxwell. So let's go out there and build some momentum in our life, take control of that train. Let's blow through our obstacles, and let's get it, keep grinding.